Hello, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Paul here. You are thinking today, what is the subject I am going to cover? This is very interesting. This is almost 35 days. We are under lockdown. Everything is standstill. Nothing is moving. Normal human activities are not happening. As I have told you, I am a rational thinker. I am not a scientist. You can question me whatever thing I perceive, I pursue, and I feel strongly about it. Today I am going to talk about the subject little different way, philosophical way, analyzing COVID-19 virus. Friends, I do not have the authority to speak on virus. I do not have that much theoretical understanding, perception to know about the virus. I have not gone in depth of the virus, but I understand what is virus all about. I am a great believer of science, reading scientific history, reading world history, what is happening throughout the world. I keep on updating my understanding, my perception, and I analyze everything in a rational way. The first question, what is arising in my mind? What is COVID-19 virus? Is this a simple virus or it is beyond virus? In order to simplify my discussion, I want to keep a rational thinking. The first rational thinking is that is haunting in my mind. Is this a kind of a God's particle or some kind of energy signaling that is happening to save our environment? As God is not probably able to tell each and every human being what is happening around the world. It's a kind of ideal situation, forced humans to think rationally and also the future course of action. Number two, is COVID-19 virus is a short range missile, invisible missile that is roaming around you? Is it man-made or it's a kind of natural mutant? Those are $1 million questions, but definitely we can question, right? When our survival is on stake, it is not me that I am affected. It is more than 7 billion people are affected. More than 180 countries people are affected. Our economy is standstill. People are not able to get out from the home. We are confused. The first time in human history, probably after Second World War, this is the greatest incident that so many people's life is at stake. Even we really do not know what is going to happen after the lockdown period is taken over, whether it is going to be extended, what are the consequences. To say precisely, this is the first incident occurred due to a kind of an invisible identity, that is COVID-19 virus. Both affected our moral, psychological life, business, day-to-day basis life, economy, you name everything, it is affected. And that's why you are telling it's a kind of a pandemic. If you analyze the spectrum of COVID-19 virus, it is invasion is too much, and too much to analysis. For analysis purpose, it is like no very 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 deep analysis is required. As I have told you, my understanding about the virus from the theoretical point of view, virus is a particle. It has got two state. You won't find in biological system except virus someone can live as a dead particle and also live once it is contacted to host, and its expression can be only visualized once it is infected inside the host. Now COVID-19 virus is a virus that is affecting humans, right? Virus is everywhere. There are thousand types of virus that is roaming around. Either it is air, it is airborne, it can be contaminated by means, by disease spreading. Only its replication can be expressed once it is in contact with the host. Now I'm coming back to the history of science in understanding the virus. Those who believe that this COVID-19 virus is a natural mutant. There is no artificial, it is not manufactured in lab in rather way if you say it, it is not genetically engineered at lab, like the two types of theory that is floating around. To counter that, I would like to bring some historical facts. Jean Baptiste in 1804 first discovered transmutation of species. After that, Charles Darwin, Alfred Russell in 1859, they proposed origin of species, the theory of natural selection and survival of the fittest. Now the question is, their ideas are very much rational. They have studied the biological world, and based on the studies they have drawn those conclusions that those are natural selections. But those are the macroscopic world. Now, after that, who came into the picture? After Charles Darwin, the Mendel. Mendel is the first Austrian scientist who had tried to do biotechnology, artificially doing hybrids between one plant to another plant, cross pollination. There are a lot of techniques. He has used it, and he has published a lot of papers in 1865 on Natural Science Society. The three scientists what name I have mentioned over here, they are not aware about the virus. Virus is not their part of this origin of species. It is only in 1892 Ivansky, he was discovered the tobacco mosaic virus. That means if I consider 1892 and origin of species, that is Charles Darwin 1859, this is almost 32 years down the line, then virus came into the picture. Now you see the typical nature of virus. It is nor dead nor alive. Now we are talking about a situation we want to stop the spread of virus through lockdown so that it doesn't transmit from human to human. If someone is affected with virus, if it is coming contact with the affected person, the virus may transmit. The question remain unanswered. When the virus it is in the form of a dead particle, it might contact with the host, it will enter inside, and it is going to multiply and make copies out of it through the replication. That means only the isolation, lockdown isolation, is a kind of a temporary measurement so that it doesn't spread rapidly. It's a basically firefighting situation. Now, coming back, after many years, after Mendel and all, it is 1953, the first discovery of DNA double helix by Watson and Crick. That has taken the entire scientific world in a different dimension. Our research, our activities, everything when the discovery of DNA came into the picture. Now we have tried to invade inside and understand the genetic sequences of the biological system. Genetic engineering biotechnology has got both sides, right? When it is used for better cause of humanity, we say it's a good science. We have done many experiments, many research in that direction, in the field of agriculture, in the field of biotechnology, in terms of crop productivity. We have used mutation, changing the genetic constitution, material and everything, modification, hybridization, either it is somatic, genetic, many things we have done it. We have tried to insert plasmid into foreign particle into plasmid, we have developed vaccine, many things like we have done which is good for the humanity. As I have told you, as a rational thinker, when something is, we are using it for the betterment of science, there is no question. We don't question science as long as this has been used for the betterment of science. Everybody seems to appreciate and believe that is going to solve certain problems, causes for the humanity. Now the question is, modern biotechnology research is not holistic, right? Now every country, they have their own programs. Either it is their economic, political, there are many things that is taken into consideration for last 60, 70 years. All you remember that during Second World War, similar kind of incident that had happened. All you must be knowing the impact of Second World War, and prior to that, the origin of Manhattan Project, use of nuclear bomb, and it is against Japan to destroy humanity. You know, millions of people died because of the Second World War. I'm not getting into the history part. I want to go back and analyze the Second World War time when Otto I discovered the nuclear fission technology. Americans and their friends and everybody thought that Hitler is going to use a kind of atom bomb to counter that. Because of fear and everything, they have started the Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer and other scientists, they are all in the project. Without knowing, they have developed the first nuclear reactor, and in 1945 they have used against Japan. This is part of history. But I just want to focus on the how the science can be utilized for the worst means, for the destruction of humans, or it can be used for a specific country, for a specific purpose to fulfill the objective. Your nuclear research doesn't stop there in 1945. After that, same Oppenheimer was called to join hydrogen bomb project in US. He refused. You know the consequences of the history too also. Again, I am not getting into it. It's very delicate issue to discuss all those things. But what I am trying to tell you, science can be used for specific things. It can be used for the political use. It can be used for destroy the humanity. Now last 70 years, if you see, after 1945, there are many countries, they have their nuclear weapon. They have their formula. There are many countries started to stop. There are nuclear energy world commission is there. They are monitoring and controlling observation. They are putting sanctions. So our global economy more or less controlled by many issues. Your status symbol, like now we are nuclear weapon country, so our status is more, all those things. These are all public, in public domain. This is not the subject. That economic aggression and controlling the whole world, business and everything, this is a strategy what is doing many countries. Now this subject is almost in a saturation level, like no, now everybody is thinking that at any given point in time, if any kind of global war is taking place, there is no chance of living a single living object. It can destroy in few minutes. Now, if any country is trying to do any kind of nuclear mischief, there are other countries to suppress, and there will be a kind of division. There will be a fight between two things, and everybody is going to take side, this side or that side. That is a known fact, and it had happened in Second World War. Third World War, it is nothing new. It can be more towards this. Hydrogen bomb will be used. There are many bombs, many weapons can be used. So that is all known facts. But nobody wants to enter into that topic. This is the area. But the another area that is coming into biological war. It's an invisible world. It's a silent world. Nobody knows what is going on. If you do some kind of silent research, develop something, and you use it, it is going to multiply. It can be a target specific, because biotechnology or genetic engineering has given us so much understanding of any kind of virus or bacteria. Literally, you can get into the system and you can manipulate it, and you can develop a new variety. Either it is through fusion of two virus, it can be site specific. Many things you can do it very silently. Now the question is, if you are not doing ethical